Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre and wonderful food items, and the Blind Tiger's marvellous alcoholic fruit drinks.
Come here, was that him being passive-aggressive again for the second time?
Which who?
He just turned to us and said, just to reiterate, lads, I don't mind being here at all.
Yeah.
So is that the second time? Because today, right, obviously, as everybody knows, we get cocktails from the cocktail club at the Blind Tiger.
I have to talk about that. But
yeah. Oh, shit. You're going to be, don't tell me you're going to be giving out about them again, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, I'll let you give out about them again now in just a minute.
Finish your point then.
Let me give out about Bucky Boo here first, right? Yeah. Says to him today, right? He's supposed to be our manager, isn't that right?
Well, we haven't put it in paper yet. I haven't signed anything, actually.
Yeah, I know, because we don't want to give him money yet. So he's supposed to be our manager. Today, Ray says, we need to order cocktails. And he comes back with even though it was just a text.
Yeah,
but I know,
hear the tone.
I know how he said it.
Yeah.
He said, why don't you order them yourselves this time? Or something along those lines. Like. And straight away,
don't be asking.
I said, that's some manager, man. Fucking giving out stink to us. And then right there, he goes, I love being here, lads, yeah? Jesus Christ, you'd be guilting you out of it. Ray, I'm drinking a breezeberry, you're drinking a mango passion fruit.
A mango masher.
You want to give out about it again? Go on ahead. I loved it. I love the fact that they sponsor us and we say, let's find all the stuff that's wrong with them.
I think it's the right way to go in the
Oh,
advertisement.
absolutely, yeah, because there's no point in anyone buying this shit. Like
in this country, who likes good news?
I don't know, give people the bad news.
No, but have you ever heard people going around going, that's brilliant, I really enjoyed that? No, people talk about things wrong.
All right, well, let's get the misery involved in this then. So, go on.
Yeah, well, no, in fairness, they didn't do a whole lot wrong this evening.
Okay.
But obviously, when we got this deal.
Oh, they definitely didn't do a whole lot wrong. Sorry, no. I'm not taking a suck at that. I love this shit.
When we got this deal, we knew that every week we'd have to try and order the cocktails. Mm-hmm. So I had to ring them this evening because of passive-aggressive sensei out there.
Yeah, he wouldn't order it for us.
Yeah, your one job. Order us drink.
Well, his other job is to do this camera.
Yeah, the camera stuff. But anyway, I rang them and I got a lady. I don't know which lady it was now.
Oh, but there's all new ladies. I know.
That's the problem.
That's the bit. Oh, is that what the problem is?
Yeah, they're all new ladies. I was all awkward and it's horrible because you're ringing for free things.
Listen, now, okay, I agree with everything you just said and I didn't think I would. It's rare it happens, okay?
Put a mark on the wall there.
So what happens is, first of all, it is awful awkward having to ask for free things. Yeah. That's why we want him to do it, Brendan. Yeah. Right?
He set it up. I don't want to ring. I had to ring someone and say, we get these free things.
Oh, it's awful awkward. That's what the one thing we want to avoid. But the reason that it's that awkward now, though, is because something has happened in this country since the pubs opened back up.
Yeah, people have lost their minds. That's what's after happening. People have lost all degree of humanity, jumping around with mullets. People have turned.
What is going on with the mullets?
I don't know.
Seriously, it was like we were in Anderson's last night enjoying the crack.
In 1987.
We were in 1987.
1987, in the height of the Depression in Ireland, everybody had loads of hair on their head because it was cold.
We were the only ones there without mullets, Ray.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh, I have it.
And do you know what the worrying thing is? Oh, sorry, I know you have it as well, but this.
Okay, you have it too.
Sorry, I didn't want to give out. I was there with a microphone in my hand. I might have had a guitar. Who knows, right? So. I wanted to point out that every young fella had a mullet in there, but we know what the mullet is. It's always... Oh, Kendy, be awful careful here now.
Careful. I can feel the ice in the room.
I would have always associated the mullet with someone who might have kicked the head of me. Which, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a rough haircut, like. It is a rough haircut now.
In my life, it would have always been someone who would have hurt me.
Let's call a shite haircut a shite haircut. That is a rough... So
I
was thinking about calling it out, like, and going, lads, what's the story with all the money? And then I thought, if I do that, I might get my skull kicked in. Yeah, by 20 mullets.
And also, you might never play there again because you're going against the fashions.
I know, but does that mean me and you have to come out with mullets now, like?
No, we don't have to, but all of a sudden, we become old.
Yeah.
It's like, I got asked, Laura asked me, do you know Machine Gun Taylor? I do not know Machine Gun Taylor. Do you know Machine Gun Taylor?
No, is he a mechanic?
Exactly. The two of us kind of went, I don't know.
What is Machine Gun Taylor?
He is apparently some sort of a gentleman that raps and sings songs and things.
Oh, like Porsche Malone.
Yeah, a bit like him. But he's got really long nails. They're like 6 inches long nails.
Is he a black or a white gentleman?
He's a white gentleman.
Yeah, another thing that's happening right now, right? They're walking around with mullets, right? Everybody's walking around with mullets, and white lads are getting rapped out of it. When did that become a thing? Post Malone is rocking
Eminem
in.
started that.
Yeah, Eminem started that, but he also finished it as well, Ray. And that should have been the end of it. Like, there's white lads. Macklemore, he came in then,
yeah.
and then you had Post Malone, and now you have Machine Gun Kendy, whatever the hell that fella's name is.
Machine Gun Kendy.
Right?
Very good.
But back to the point that I was trying to make is you ring up to get these wonderful cocktails from the cocktail club in the Blind Tiger.
You never let me tell my point about the mullet.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry.
Tony Houlihan,
Yeah.
he said have an outdoor summer.
Yeah.
People a couple of months ago knew there was an outdoor summer coming.
Yeah.
They knew it was going to be a draft.
Yeah.
You were outside. People grew their hair accordingly.
Maybe or get this. We were doing home haircuts for a year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So somebody at some stage, some young impressionable TikToker, we'll say,
Right.
shaved his head into a mullet without even wanting to. Just he did a shite home haircut.
For the crack.
And then everybody did it then. He didn't even do it for the crack. He did it because he was shy to doing his own hair.
Okay.
That's probably, I think, what happened.
It's good enough for me.
Now, the other thing I was going to say is you ring the young one there today, right?
I rang the young one.
Yeah.
I said hello. She says hello, Blind Tiger.
She did.
I said yes, great. Can I order some cocktails? It's all online. Sorry.
Oh,
That's the first thing she said to me.
right, okay.
Do you do it online?
Yeah.
I said, no, I can't, because I knew if I went online, they'd want a voucher or a credit card or something.
Yeah, and we ain't giving them that.
No.
No
So I
shagging
says-
way.
And then that's where it gets awkward. And I knew this would happen.
Yeah.
We said it.
This is why we didn't
Yeah.
want the free stuff.
We've been down this road before with
Yeah.
another establishment, and it gets awkward. Do you know?
It's awful awkward when you have to ask people for free shit and they don't know.
They don't know who you are.
I done that, and I know you're not supposed to mention other places when you're being
You're not.
sponsored. Right?
You're not supposed to.
I did that in another pub in town for years that me and you used to frequent. Right? And the most awkward thing is when there's a new barmaid in there.
Yeah.
And you have
Or
to walk-
barman.
Or a barman, usually a barmaid.
Yeah.
Because there was a big turnover of young ones in this place. But anyway, so. Woo! There was like a revolving door. So you'd have to go up to them on a Wednesday night
Yeah.
and say, how are you going? Can I get a pint of Smittix? I don't pay for them. And
Yeah.
it's the most awkward conversation in the
Yeah.
world. But what I was trying to say 25 minutes ago, what happened was, Raymond,
Yeah.
is that we went into a pandemic, right?
Sure.
Everybody got popped out of it, right?
Yeah.
So we're all flat out getting popped, right?
Right.
300, 350, some people even only on 200, but it's enough to
Big
keep them
cash, yeah.
ticking over.
Yeah.
There's been a huge turnover of staff in the hospitality industry because
they're all new now.
They're all new, and I'm not just saying, they're all new across the board.
Yeah.
All the young ones in hospitality, it's a complete turnover. So they're landing in now to busy places again that are just open, and they haven't a clue what's going on.
No.
And it's not their fault. They're living and learning, Raymond, and we've all done it.
Yes.
But when Kendy and Raybo ring up, sling a big Mickey, she should go, cocktails you want? Here you go.
No, but that was it. I knew well. I would, if I was in her shoes, I would have said the same thing.
You would have said,
I said,
who are you?
Who are you and what do you want? Like, I'm busy here.
That's
So
so
I said,
awkward.
okay, and I had to explain it then. I said, okay, we do a podcast and we're supposed to get free cocktails every week. And then there was a silence, a judgment of silence.
I hate that so much.
That's the word like an amount of silence.
Yeah.
It's a judgment. There was a judgment of silence.
Yes, there was.
And then she said, wait, I'm going to have to get my manager.
Oh.
And I went, oh, no.
Oh, who was the manager?
Tom.
Oh, well, that's all right, though.
Yeah,
'cause
Johnny
Tom-
had the night off because he was sore.
the second week in a row. Johnny, we're rough enough. Do you buy any more pool tables, Johnny? No. But come here, it is.
We got the
awful
cocktails
awkward.
anyway. So
Yeah, we have them and we're enjoying them as we speak on a brand new episode of the Kendy
Thanks
Raybo
to Tom.
podcast. Fair play to everyone once again joining us on Patreon. How are ye? How are things? You get the video version on patreon.com/.
We're getting
Kendy Raybo
massive views
podcast.
in that, you know that.
Oh, we're up on like the 8s and the 9s.
8, 9 views. It's going really well for us.
Woo, it's flying,
Yeah, and
Ray.
you know something? We have about 40 odd Patreons, and only a quarter of them actually want to look at our jaws.
Oh, but I wouldn't blame them either, though.
No.
In fairness, like,
Where would you do? Where in your life would you sit down to watch a podcast?
I watch a podcast all the time.
Okay, forget I ever asked that.
That's the thing. There's two different types of people in these world.
Yeah.
People who don't want to watch podcasts and Kendy.
75% of the world don't want to watch podcasts.
Oh, I'd say it's probably more. But
well,
I
based
watch.
on our numbers.
Yeah, but it has to be worth its value. This is kind of dog shit, like.
Yeah, it's not like we're doing anything interesting. Sometimes I
Brendan,
cross
for
my
coming
legs, sometimes I don't.
That's about the height of it.
You can't even
but
see it.
there's something about seeing the bright eyes of Kendy and Raybo, and while we're laughing at each other and while we're having the crack with each other.
Okay.
Yeah, just like right now, yeah? Just like your face is right now.
Totally disinterested.
You're like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so they might as well be listening to us.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Will we get set into the events of the week?
Let's get into it, Raymond.
Right, where do you want to go first?
First of all, I just want to say we've been messing with him all this time, but a big happy birthday to Brendan's Tierney, who
Yes.
was outside the door there,
Yeah.
and we celebrated last night
We did.
in Anderson's tremendous event centre
Wasn't
out
great.
in the beer garden. Wasn't great, yeah. Okay, perfect. Thanks to Anderson's there again. What is wrong with you, man?
I'm talking about you. You were playing.
Whoa! I forgot that. That could
I
completely
know, in
past me.
fairness, you were very good.
I was lifting
You
plates.
played
out of it.
all the hits.
I know, that's what I was saying as well, is that there's loads of songs I hate playing.
Yeah.
So if I play 32 songs in the night, let's say, I definitely hate like 32 of them.
You played Belter twice. Why was that?
No, I didn't.
You did. You played it at the start and you played it again at the end.
Oh, I love how right I am right now and how wrong you are. I started with Cantor.
Oh, bollocks.
Yes! It's so hard to get Ray to be like, yeah, I'm wrong there now. Woohoo! I fucking, the blood is bursting through me veins all of a sudden.
What's
Ray.
the difference between Cantor and Belter?
They're two completely different songs.
Are
One
they-
of them's about a cantor, one of them's about a belter.
Is it by the same book?
It's by the same book, Jerry Cinnamon's.
Why is he writing loads of songs about towers?
Ray, can I tell you a big secret?
Yes, go on.
I don't know what canter means.
Oh, is it not what a horse does?
What?
When they're trotting, before
Oh,
trotting.
you learned this when you were at the beach
Yeah,
a couple of weeks ago
horse
making
riding.
Instagram videos. Maybe it is. But I don't think he's talking about horse riding.
Yeah.
Anyway,
How does Cantor go?
Cause you're just a little bit of a beaker, even half of the time.
Right, okay.
And then he lifts it up, then
Lifts
he
it up.
lifts the whole thing out of it.
Yeah, and then what's Belter like?
She is a belter, different from your mom. Always looks the same, except she got a bigger can. That one, that's
That
the one
one.
that we're on about, yeah.
the one.
So there was two different songs, Ray.
Okay, I was wrong.
Big happy birthday to Brendan Tierney. That's where I wanted to start in Anderson's. That's where we saw all the mullets. That's where we realised that me and you were too old for this game, but we will live on. I won't be shaving my head into a mullet. That's the moral of the story.
Right. Well, first act of the week is I have to ask you a question.
Go on.
Imagine you're a teacher.
Okay.
Right.
I was for a while.
Take yourself. Oh, yeah, you were.
Yeah.
You have experience of this.
I have 6 months' experience as a teacher, Raymond.
Right.
Now, I taught maths when I shouldn't have. I taught English and history when I shouldn't have. But I did it though.
What level of child did you teach?
What level of a child did
What
I
level
teach?
of a child?
I taught Leaving Cert Foundation
okay.
maths.
Okay, back it
Yeah.
up there now and think about 6th classers.
Yeah.
You know, 11 and 12-year-olds.
Oh, you want to go primary school job?
I'm talking end of primary school.
I'd
here.
100% I'd be in jail. I'd have kicked heads of the break. Go on
Right.
anyway.
So there you are, and you're in front of, we'd say, 25 6th class, mixed class.
Okay.
And you're tasked, Mr. Kendy. Hello, Mr. Kendy.
Oh, settle down now, everyone.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not how I taught, by the way. I walked into the room and said, shut up.
Right.
Okay, go on anyway. So start that again. Let me get the interaction going.
Hello, Mr. Kendy.
Shut up.
Your job for today is to teach these kids about sex. How would you swing it?
Well, I wouldn't swing it, probably. That wouldn't be a great start.
How would you say
I wouldn't use my own one now to show if that's what you're asking.
Stop it.
Okay, so we had this, by the way.
Did we on the podcast?
Did you not have the sex talk growing up, like, from the
No,
teachers?
we'd
Ray.
nothing.
Ray.
We'd nothing. We can get told anything. It literally was Kevin Lennon out the back.
What did Kevin Lennon tell you?
He kind of along the lines of what Tommy Tiernan said.
Right, that
You know,
you
things
put it,
get hard.
and you put it inside.
And when a man loves a woman.
Yeah.
Man loves a
Okay,
woman.
so our experience was very, very, very different. First of all, one of my best friends, right?
Yeah. Dark.
His owl one, no, because I didn't know Dark.
All right,
back then.
okay.
His owl one and my owl one said, we better, because the boys are about to go into secondary school,
Mm-hmm.
so we better let them know, like, his mother got to it quicker than my mother did. And I was mortified when he was telling me the crack.
Wait a minute.
I was like,
Are you
what?
telling me your mother's kind of had a chat and said, we need to tell the boys what's going on?
My owl one and his owl one said, we better tell the boys before they go into school what the hell is going on. Right?
Get away.
His owl one got to him before.
First.
Yeah, right?
Right.
And then he told me all the crack. And I
Right.
said, well, I am not having that conversation with my owl one. And I went into the house, and about a week later, Mom said, we better sit down. I said, no, we better not sit down, because I know exactly what you're going to talk about, and I will move out if we have this conversation.
Where were you going to go?
I didn't care, man. I was packing a bag. I was like King Curtis that time with the nanny thing. Remember King Curtis? When
No.
your one took away his chicken nuggets, the
No.
super nanny, and he said, enough is enough, I'll get out. And he packed his bag and he
I
left.
don't remember
That's
that
what it
movie.
would have been like, man. I would have been packing the bag. I would have been moving down Knock Roar or something.
And how did she not have the conversation with Jen?
No, I said, Owl one, I don't want to have this conversation with you ever again in my life. Okay? So shut up now, because I know that she had it with the young fella. I know, forget about it.
What if
No.
the young fella hadn't had the conversation and he was leading you astray?
Well, I would have moved out. If my old one had, let's say if he hadn't told me that he had this conversation and my old one tried to have it with me, I would have moved out of this house, right?
Looking back,
There's two conversations you have. Sorry, though.
Right.
There's two conversations you have that are a bastard, right?
Okay.
When you're a child. If there's any kids listening, tell them to literally shut off now because this is dangerous.
say it in the PC way.
No, it's not PC.
I know what you're talking about.
One of them is
don't
when
get
they,
into it.
Yeah, one of them is when they tell you about a certain person.
Yeah.
And the second one is when they try and
sleeping on
tell
the
you about
couch.
Mickeys and fannies. Right?
Right.
They're the two worst conversations in the world. My old one didn't get a chance to have with me, but when we got into secondary school, right, they organised the local doctor, right, Dr. Greg Kelly, to come in and tell
Dr. Greg.
all the kids in first year in Castlereagh Community School about the birds and the Mickeys. Okay?
Right.
So, I don't know what happened, Ray, right? But this was literally pandemonium. It's like one of those things like where, you know, where it goes 5 minutes later and there's people like jumping on tables and we got way too rowdy for it.
Is it a bit like a fracking meeting in Roscommon? Do you know, and the representatives of the fracking, the gas companies come in, and all the locals are in and going, we don't want the fracking.
Yeah, but only if those people that don't want the fracking were actually super excited about having the meeting in the first place.
Okay, with you.
50 young lads went into a little lecture hall like in Castlereagh Community School, and Dr. Greg Kelly tried to tell us about the birds and the Mickeys.
Right.
And it just did not...
Was it all fellas?
All fellas for us, because they were separating out the Bjors and the fellas.
Right.
But we just wouldn't let them do it, like. I was normal. I was like, excuse me, but I know all about this. I've already tried to have this conversation with my old lady. I don't know what you boys are at. But anytime he mentioned sex, the boys started roaring, banging windows, banging tables, and he had to leave. So we never learnt about it. And the birth rate in Castlereagh skyrocketed the next week. There was about 5,000 babies born. That's true as God, though. It's so bad,
I have
Ray.
so many questions here.
Okay, go on.
The gentleman that told you, right? Yeah. Was it true? Was the stuff factually correct what he told you?
Way too factually correct, Ray.
All right. It was
like all the films.
It was all... Right, okay.
Everyone.
So he gave you the whole lot and you sat there and took it?
Wait a second now.
He took the information.
Well, yeah, I took the information. Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a physical thing. Here, I show you. Come here now, bit of... He told me all about it or whatever. Anyway, and
I didn't get that. Like I said, it was Kevin Lennon in National School.
But this Kevin Lennon gentleman, like, number one, where did he get off?
I don't
and
know.
where did he get the authority, Raymond?
I think he had an internet connection that I didn't have.
He had the dial-up.
He had something we didn't have.
He 100% had dial-up.
John Carden, Enda Clark stood there just dumbfounded, listening to this fella telling us all about it.
Right.
And we just...
And had you a clue?
Not a notion.
Okay. So you
it completely changed the way we looked at the other 6 girls in the class. Do you know?
How old? How old were you?
About 11 or 12.
Okay. You see, I got it. I know around about age earlier on. I got it a little bit like later than you. So I was definitely a little bit more knowledgeable. Like when he was telling me the stuff, I was kind of going, "Oh yeah, that makes sense."
Okay.
Whereas you were going, "What? I'm not putting it anywhere near that."
But my question was to you, right, before
like?
you went down that very sinister road, is if you were the teacher now and you had the likes of me and 24 of my esteemed peers in class, and you had to teach a mixed class from scratch, how would you tackle it? Sorry.
I just showed them Game of Thrones. They wouldn't be fucking long learning it then, man.
Imagine wheeling in the projector. Right, kids, we're going to watch a little bit of a show.
Yeah, Game of Thrones will teach them in about the first... I've seen the first 2 episodes of Game of Thrones. Everything you need to know about sex is in those first 2 episodes.
Sorry.
Huh?
Sorry, all I can see is Dothraki hordes.
Honestly, though.
Okay.
That's probably...
No, but I mean, take it seriously. Now, how would you even word it? How would you start the conversation?
Like... I always start anyway with sometimes when a man and a woman love each other very much.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
But sometimes they don't have to love each other very much.
Right.
Sometimes they love pints a lot. And vodkas.
Right, okay.
And sometimes them pints and vodkas make them think that they do love each other very much.
Yeah.
But they don't. But a dark alleyway outside the Gar of Vogue all of a sudden looks like a 5-star hotel.
Okay.
And sometimes they might wake up regretting everything.
You're never going to be a teacher.
But you asked me to take it serious, like.
I know.
I just took it serious. Yeah. That's what happens. Because we can't be messing around here, Raymond, now, right? Me and you don't know, right? We got Bjors, right? Mm-hmm. But the vast majority of lovemaking in this country is not done in a household. Like, it is done on nights out, like. If I was teaching a 12-year-old, I'd be saying, it's a fucking dark world out there, right? If you want to get fucking out of it on drink and have all the fun in the world, that's probably going to be 90% of your sex life.
It's gotten very dark here.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, no, like it never happened. That's the natural way that it happens around the place. Like, why are we fighting this?
Right. My next.
It does, though. Young ones now, like, aren't going like, oh my God, would you like to come over? Like, and maybe I'm going to dress the bed up, and I know we could have some sex. Maybe would you like to have some sex? No. He's going, come here. I go back to the whole Catherine. And then they're waking up with all the regrets. But it is what it is, though, because you had the coitus.
I'm actually uncomfortable now listening to you.
You fucking asked me, like.
I know, but I didn't think you'd go down. I didn't think. I'm sorry, everybody.
What would you do then? What would you do? How would you explain to 12-year-olds out there how sex works?
Jesus.
Obviously, you've got to. I'm doing the.
I think I'd start soft. I'd start soft.
Seriously, no.
No, I'd start soft with like. I'd come at it softly, as in I wouldn't go straight in for the kill.
Ray, what are you talking about?
I'd probably go down the road of the animal kingdom. I'd probably go, like, obviously all kids love, cats and dogs and whatnot and sheep and...
So watch them.
Animal porn, basically.
Well, you have an instructional
There's something
video.
very innocent about it,
You have an instructional video.
I did an instructional video. There was one lady cat being chased by... Actually, that video pretty much sums it up.
That would sum the whole thing up.
Yeah, it's it's two suitors after one. And then who wins?
Except for in this world, it's usually 40 suitors after one is kind of the idea.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean? Yeah.
Because women are picky, about the fellas. But
I don't know how I'd do it. I'd be very scared doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you know teachers that, because like a lot of your family, if they had to have that talk, like about the birds and the Mick?
That's why I'm suppose I'm a bit perplexed with the whole thing.
I'd love to know if anyone genuinely out there listening is a primary school teacher or even like a secondary school teacher.
I'm speaking from an experience of someone who I know and you know, who actually had this a week or two back.
Yeah, so someone has to do it.
Yeah.
Were they shiting themselves?
They didn't seem to be, because they were advertising it. And this is what I get to do tomorrow. And I was going, what?
They were saying that to the kids, were they? I go, teach you about sex now. I'm going to have it tomorrow. Oh, no. Right? So I'm fucking delighted out to be telling you about it. I get to pan it out.
I think we need to stop this now.
No, the one thing I will say about those is that it's a lot more practical than what we're giving it credit for. Because they don't, maybe I'd be naive, they don't do what I just did. It said sometimes two people go out to the Garvogue and then they get out of it.
No, you got very dark there.
No, but actually what happens is they have to tell the practicality of what a Mickey does to a vagina. Now, I don't know why I called a vagina, but I wouldn't call a Mickey a penis. Like, I still,
yeah, you have the right name on one. And
I tried to get super technical and I still had to say Mickey. Anyway, but that's what they have to do. It's the practicality of what happens. STIs, STDs.
I got so nervous there, I plugged my headphones out of my headphone socket.
You want to plug out of this conversation?
And then I got really shocked because I was like, where did you go, Mark?
Anyway.
Can I move you on?
Yeah, move me on, man, please. Because I'll go this all day, man.
What about then the next week, then you have to come in and talk about drugs and drink?
Oh, well, that's a lot easier, right? Because I got strong feelings on that, right?
Right. Do the drink.
Drink pints, right? A pint never hurt anyone.
Okay.
Right, that's what I be telling the kids.
Yeah.
Pint never killed anyone. You do 3 marijuanas in your life, you could die.
Okay. Right.
You do 3 cocaine in your life, it's possible that you die.
Yeah, but
no one's ever died from a pint.
Pints are sound.
No, pints are sound.
Multiple pints, maybe not so much.
No, loads of pints and boys. If you pints and lads and Bjors, then you're never killed anyone, man. Never hurt no one.
The source of this topic, right, did say that he enjoyed teaching about the pints.
Okay.
Because he was going through the different drinks.
Yeah.
Right, and he was given the percentages, and the kids were obviously curious.
Yeah.
And they're asking, and what's that one like? And then they kind of offered information, like my mammy drinks a lot of that.
Because can you imagine if you're a kid? You're
they
a kid.
See this?
Yeah, and then you're like,
yeah.
The teacher is saying to you, the wine now is 12.5%, so like a bottle of that now, and then someone goes, my old one drinks 3 of them.
Yeah,
like
is that why my mammy's like that? Because she drinks 3 of them. Yes, son, that's why it is. And then the other thing was then as well, there was he also tore into the whole, alcohol affects your judgment.
Yes.
And then the kids started volunteering stories about how alcohol did affect their parents' judgment.
Jeez, you find out a lot of dirt on that one, wouldn't you? But kids are lethal, though.
Oh, they are. You wouldn't let them out, really.
They'd hang you out to dry, man.
They would.
And I'm sure there's been parents hung out to dry all over this place about drinking habits and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't be drinking. If you were kids now, like, would you be like, I better not be drinking out in front of Shamey? Not for your own, because of the fact that they're too impressionable. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I wouldn't give a shite, like. Really.
Would you mind?
No, because I told you already, man, pints are pints, like. And if you want to have pints, obviously you can get very bad.
I think that's the reason I kind of wanted to try out a load of drink when I was young.
Right.
And I did it in such a bad way.
Right.
Oh, God. I'll never forget it. And I did forget it. I obviously, you've seen people drinking, right? And I wanted to drink. So in order for me to drink, I had to do it in such a way. I couldn't buy it because they wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
So I had to do it in such a way where they wouldn't know that I had taken some drink.
Okay.
So the old pair at home would have a drinks cabinet. Mm-hmm. Do you know? Like every family. There'd be a press where the drinks are.
Yes.
And I went into this drinks cabinet and I had a little Coke bottle. Uh-huh. And I took a little bit out of every bottle. So I had a little bit of poaching, a little bit of whiskey, a little bit of Baileys, a little bit of everything. Vodka, all the drinks, vodka, gin. Rum, gin, the whole lot.
What a terrible way to learn about drink.
And I mixed it all up in a Coke bottle and I drank the shite out of it on a bus to the N17 in Kilchma.
Oh!
I was 14.
You must have been out of it.
It wasn't that I was out of it. I was out of it.
Wasn't that I was out of it now?
I don't remember any of it. Most of the people I was there with didn't speak to me for weeks.
Right.
I was a crumbling mess.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. At 14 years old.
14 years old. I had another bad experience then at my granny and granddad's 40th wedding anniversary.
Well, what age were you? 14 and a half?
I was about 14 and a half, yeah. Oh, this is bad times for me in the drink.
Jesus
I drank
Christ.
2 full glasses of red wine. Yeah. And I got sick everywhere. I think that's the reason the Pontoon Bridge Hotel closed. They couldn't get the smell of vomit out of the room. But it was terrible because they took photos. They took photos of that event. And I was there like a ghost.
Oh,
I'm like an absolute ghost, standing there as white as a sheet.
Oh,
just about holding it together for the family photo. Come on, Ray, now hold it together, Raymond.
You were, what's the word? You were like, not mischievous, but you were...
Curious.
Curious. You wanted to find out about...
I never had the go in me for the cigarettes, though.
No? Never hit you?
Another sister of mine had a big goo in her for the cigarettes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, well, eating them.
What?
My grandfather used to smoke woodbines.
I thought you were saying your grandfather used to... My grandfather ate them. His grandfather ate them.
No.
He lived till he was 96 and he ate fags every day.
My granddad used to smoke woodbines and of course it'd be the odd butt under the table and one of my sisters happened to crawl under there and eat one.
Oh, but I mean a Silco Blue maybe.
Oh yeah, but the woodbine knocked her straight out.
A woodbine is like smoking. You smoke one bus of a woodbine. It's like smoking for 30 years straight.
Yeah.
Oh, it must have cut her wide open.
They had to bring her to the doctor. It was an awkward conversation. The mother had to bring her in, you know.
Jesus.
What's happened to her? And she ate a cigarette. Do you know what to be off? That's the worst thing.
Wait, I forgot that she ate it. In all that mix up there, I still thought she smoked it. You're probably better off eating a woodbine than smoking it.
A 2.5-year-old version of my sister sitting under my granddad's table smoking a woodbine.
She was 2.5.
About that, 2.5.
And she ate the feckin' fag.
Wee toddler's heading her.
And how did they get hit? She just had to, like...
Oh, she just wasn't feeling well for an hour or two after.
Alright, okay, wasn't that bad
How
then.
the young one, in fairness to her?
Young ones and fags. I'll tell you a good one about a young one and a fag, right?
Right.
So,
Jesus.
My sister, when my sister was about 8 years old, we used to go down to the 4Ps.
Is that like the Castlereagh version of the Four Lights?
No, outside. No, it's outside Bile, right? And it's a lovely. It used to be show bands playing there the whole time. So meow lads used to be playing in there all the time.
Right.
And we'd go down and see the show. All we want to do is eat breakfast, play pool, right?
Sure.
Which we did for the most part.
Like any child.
When the night was over one night, Ellie, we were all sitting around chatting away. And this one you could be smoking inside the places. So boys were fucking. You know that job, right? And we were on the way home in the car, and Ellie was crying, and she wouldn't tell us why. And when we got home, her knee, someone had singed a fag on her knee without, and she was so awkward. Kendy's are awkward as shit, man.
Yeah.
So awkward that she wouldn't tell them, and she had a little burn on her knee.
Oh.
And actually, funnily enough, the 4Ps closed down. That's what closed the 4Ps down.
What is the 4Ps?
So we closed down the 4Ps, and you closed down the Pontoon Hotel. Where is it in Kilchma?
Pontoon Bridge used to be the finest hotel near Foxford.
All right, okay. Well, there was 2 places closed down. The 4Ps, man.
What does it stand for?
The 4 provinces.
Oh, I know the one.
Do you know it?
Yeah, absolute shithole.
It's still stop now. I won't hear of it, Ray. I think it's still open now, but they used to have the wee room, and there used to be a fella out there, right? And little did I know. Thinking about this, actually, me trying to pretend. Remember I was telling you a couple weeks ago I was trying to pretend to the young one that there was a mouse. The microphone was a mouse, and she was like, no, I checked underneath this microphone, Amber. Yeah. And she big timed the hell out of me. And I was like, well, obviously, you're smarter than I am, Amber. I was not that smart when I was a child, right? Because we used to go to the 4Ps, and there was an owl lad that used to sit at a bar, and he used to pull out the inside of his pocket to me, and he had a grey hanky, and he used to tell me that he had a mouse. He had a pet mouse. I believed him, Ray.
There's so much wrong with it.
I must have been about 17 when I realised, wait now. That was a hanky. That was not a mouse, it was a hanky. Every time, and I used to go up and ask him, can I see his pet mouse? Wait! I hope it was a hanky. What was he taking out of his pocket?
Shh. That's enough of that now.
Jesus, there's sinister conversations happening tonight.
That section there now done dusted. We're not teachers anyway.
No, thank the Lord above we're not teachers. Jesus Christ. Is there anything else, Raybo, you want to get into?
Well, this is your bit now. This is the middle bit.
But sure, didn't I just talk there about the birds and the Mickeys and everything?
Did you not carry that whole section? Is that what you're going to say?
The last thing you wanted to be talking more, Ray, by the sorts of things.
Okay. I don't know where to go first.
Okay, go on.
I'll hit into the big bit. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
You sure?
I'm always ready.
Is everybody at home ready?
You're like fucking right, Tupperty.
It's Ray's sleep talking segment.
Yes!
Yeah.
No way. Yes!
Yeah.
I'm so happy. Yes, Ray.
Yeah.
Please hit me with it. You need the Bluetooth. You do.
I have the blue titty. This is the clearest I've ever got.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, Ray, whip it out to me, Ray. Give it to me. Inject it in between me toes.
This was recorded last night.
Okay.
So this is very fresh.
Okay.
And it's after it was after Anderson, so obviously I was jazzed up on all the few drinks I had.
Yeah.
And
do you find it gets worse when you drink sometimes?
I think so, yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
well, we might get you drinking every night then.
No.
That's
no,
okay.
No.
For podcast
so,
reference.
I like to call this piece 6 inches. That's what I called it. 6 inches.
Okay, hit me with
all
it.
right, are you ready now? Here we go.
What?
And just, it's a bit of a long one, but it should be self-explanatory. And I have to tell you, everybody, I always talk too much at the start of these, but it should heighten attention. At the very start, you have to listen out for me panickingly getting up. The sound of me panickingly getting out of the bed.
Oh, so you're moving on this one.
I got out of the bed in a panic.
Oh my God.
And then I explained why I was in a panic.
Brilliant.
Are you ready?
Right.
Terrified.
The front of the house has split from the rest of the house about 6 inches. And I'm not making that up. I'm trying to mess you around.
This is me turning on the flashlight on the phone.
Right.
Yeah.
Laura, tell me to turn off the flashlight.
No, right, it's fine, honestly.
I'm coming around to myself now. A little bit, but I'm still in it.
It's all fucking funny now, so this. Okay, maybe it's the fan.
What?
Save them.
For a minute, it's looking more like the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're right.
What were you saying about the farm at the end
The
there?
fan.
Oh, a fan.
Yeah.
Were you cognitive at that stage?
Okay, so here's what happened in my head, right?
What did you say in the middle of it? Sorry, go on.
We're gonna come back to that a little bit. We'll just play that a little bit about what I exactly said, because I think you shrieked when you heard it.
The front of the house has split from the rest of the house about 6 inches. And I'm not making that up.
I'm not trying to mess you around.
And I'm not making that up.
I'm not making that up.
That is unbelievable. And where were you standing? Were you looking
Well,
out?
I got out of the bed because as far as I was concerned, the front of the house had come away from the rest of the house.
By about how
By
much?
6 inches. Right? And I wasn't making it up.
You weren't making it up.
No. And I got an awful fright.
Oh my God.
And then I came round to myself a little bit. I shone the flashlight on it, and then I realised that it was probably just a fan.
What do you mean the fan?
We have a fan in the room.
Yeah.
It's a little Dyson jobby.
Yeah.
And it keeps the room nice and cool.
That's right.
But it makes obviously the sound it's not massive loud, but it's kind of and it's got a little white light in it.
Okay.
So I must have either mixed up the sound of the fan or the light from the fan as the light coming in from the street and the sound of the street.
I love the way that that makes sense. Okay, I get that now.
That's what was coming to me.
But you would judged it as 6 inches still. You were like, it's about 6 inches now.
Yeah, that was me deep in the... Yeah. It's about 6 inches and I'm not making it up.
I'd love to just tag that. It's about 6 inches and I'm not making that up. We got to make that like a little buzz.
Do you know something? She actually said, Laura says it later and she kind of goes, it's okay, Ray, it's fine. It doesn't matter. So I think we can chop it.
Not Robinson, well, you can't chop it, Ray, because 6 is 6, like. You can't go much
Isn't
lower
that
than that.
mad?
That's unbelievable. I love that so much. I love everything about those things.
We're trying to figure out what I know full well where that's coming from, though.
What do you mean?
It's the job.
Drink. Huh?
It's the job.
The job is getting stressful.
The job's getting stressful.
Are you allowed to talk
Government.
about the Department of
We're going
Government
to talk
job?
very loosely and vaguely about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting topic. Is that the... Sorry, do you have more of them or are we getting
No,
off
just
here?
the one.
You can talk loosely about it. I'll let you lead this thing.
Yeah,
I don't want to jump the gun and tell everyone what we're on about. I'll let you decide how much we let them know.
There's an issue in certain counties in this country, right, where the front of the house is, in fact, coming away from the rest of the house.
I didn't want to say that when you showed me that, but I knew that's what you were on about.
That's what I was on about.
Absolutely.
When you have some things separating in the house.
There are some houses around this place that's happening to right now.
Yeah, and the worry and everything that goes with that.
Yeah.
So part of my particular role during the day might be I might be exposed to such things and matters.
Yes.
And as a result, I appear to be now having nightmares about it happening to me.
Let me think now. You tell me if...
That's it. That's it.
You tell me
Yeah.
if I'm allowed to say this or not.
Okay.
So you're dealing with stuff like this every day.
Yeah.
And you have to be relatively practical because of the governmental role that you have in dealing with these things.
A little bit, yeah. It's a different matter when it happens to your own house.
So
Tell you in the middle of the night.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. 6 inches.
Your brain...
Fucking 6 inches. I guarantee not many people have 6 inches.
No, but they wouldn't have it to give, Ray.
No.
They wouldn't have 6
The
inches
house
to
would
give
fall
you.
down.
Fucking hell. But your head, because you're dealing with it practically every day, and you, to a certain extent, have to take the emotion out of it, your head right now is trying to put you in the shoes of the people that you're dealing with.
That are suffering from it.
That are suffering from it.
Well, I'm there now.
Because we've had the conversations about it, where you go, what about this and this and this? And you're going, well, this is the way it is, Jack. And now...
No.
That's what's happening, Ray.
Anyway, it's just bad. I just maybe need to take some time off.
Definitely. You know, you're not the only one. Lately, like, loads of my friends are like, I think I might need to take some time off, which is funny because... very stress will kill you, man.
But it's probably the thing, everything opening up again as well. That's a lot to take in.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. There's a friend of mine who, he started getting migraines.
Is it
right?
Derek?
No.
Sorry.
He started getting migraines, pains inside in his skull.
Right.
Right. And that's not Skull County Cork now, inside in the can.
Yeah.
And it went on for a day, and he was like, geez, a bad migraine there now, I always get them. He's had it for about 3 weeks now, migraine solid, and he rang the doctor. The doctor said, you can ring me all you want, Bucky Boo. You're stressed out of it.
That's all it is.
And you're going, your version of a migraine is you wake up and
the house falling apart.
Say to Laura, 6 inches now, no.
I'm not messing in 6 inches.
Not messing in 6 inches, Laura. That's your version of a migraine, Ray.
Jeez, don't worry about it. It's fine.
It's all too real for you, Ray.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You mentioned Skull.
Yeah.
Have you heard much of this Ian Bailey stuff is getting all over the place?
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up, Ray.
Why?
I am absolutely obsessed with the
Are you
Sophie
listening to it?
Tuscan de Plantier case.
Right. I like the way you pronounced that.
Did you like that?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Sophie Tuscan de Plantier. No,
No, yeah,
Sophie Tuscan de Plantier.
It's kind of the old Castlereagh heading you.
Right.
Sophie Tuscan de Plantier.
Sophie Tuscan de Plantier, right?
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with that case because I love true crime anyway,
Yeah.
but I listened to West Cork,
Did you?
which I've listened to it 3 times. I think, genuinely, West Cork is the best documentary, audio or visually, I've ever come across.
Right.
It is so perfectly done. It's unbelievable. I'm obsessed with Ian Bailey.
Do you think he did it?
I think he did it, like. Are we
Do you?
Are we allowed to say that? I am not a lawyer. I don't know what. I think
Well,
he
if
probably
we're not
did
allowed to say it, Brendan, you have a problem on your hands. It won't be just not ordering cocktails. It'll be litigation.
So if you want to get onto us for mitigation processes, it's Brendan at the KendyRayboPodcast.com.
Laura listened to it and said she didn't. No, I probably shouldn't say
Listen,
this.
here's the thing.
She said he didn't do it.
Even if he didn't do it, right? I still think he's a fucking wanker.
Okay.
He's as odd. If you listen to West Cork,
That's not a very nice thing to say about someone.
you just said you think he did it. That's way worse than calling someone a
didn't
wanker.
I said he didn't do it.
Oh, you don't think he... No, you
I
said
but
Laura
I
doesn't
said
think.
Laura doesn't think he did it.
Oh,
And
so that means that Ray doesn't think he does it.
That's what happens in relationships.
Me and Laura, we had to think about it, right? We had to think about it. I think he did it. She doesn't think he did. So we came to a compromise, and said that he didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what
he didn't
happened
do
there.
it.
Oh, you're supposed to have a skull of your own, Ray. Skull, again. Right? So the Skull County Cork's where it happened.
Well, why do you think he did it?
I don't know, but we're all asked it. This is entertainment. For us, this is entertainment.
He was
the
on the
Sophie
match.
Tuscan, the Kendy case is entertainment. And we're supposed to go, did he do it or not do it? I think he probably did do it. Like.
That's fine if it was fictional, but jeez, poor old Ian was on the radio with Matt Cooper this evening.
Yeah, but he loves it. Was he on the radio?
He was on the radio, yeah.
Because there's a new documentary out called Murder in the Cottage on Sky Crime.
That's right.
I'm watching the first episode of it tonight, Ray. It's the best day of my life. I didn't know. It's unbelievable. They put up a wee shot on the advertisement for it of Ian Bailey with the wee hat on. And I was like, oh, it's the best day of my life. I can't wait to watch this. house. So he was on Matt Cooper today, but think about that though, Ray.
Yeah.
He loves that.
No, he said he's having a terrible time. It's been 25 years people saying you killed her.
Yeah, but he's not he wouldn't be on Matt Cooper then.
I'd hate that if someone was saying that about me for 25 years.
He would not have been, yeah, you'd hate that. He would not have been on Matt Cooper. He would not have agreed to let the people who made West Cork go follow him around every single day and tell him about all the books that he writes and the poetry that he writes. And
apparently there's a Netflix one coming out as well.
It's on Netflix now as well, that Murder in the Cottage.
Oh, right.
I think that's the same
no,
one that's on
they have a different one coming out.
Oh, do they as well?
Yeah, yeah.
There's something about that Sophie Tuscan the Plantier case that it's 1996 Ireland, right? And a woman gets killed in the middle of West Cork who's not from there in a town of blow-ins, right? Not to it like Sligo full of blow-ins. You're not even from the town. I'm telling you, there's something about that case, Ray. And like I said, whether he did it or not, we don't know, Ray. We don't know everything about it. I think he's still weird as shit, man. Okay. The woman who did that documentary in West Cork, and I'll leave you with this one, we won't stop talking about it after this. She was pregnant at the time, right? She was about 7 months pregnant when Ian Bailey had to go to court, right? To sign off on something or whatever, and he knew there was going to be a big media presence. Yeah. He says to her when the mic is live, you better be able to fucking move out of my way when I get out of here because they're going to want to take pictures of me.
Jesus.
You tell me that, and he on Matt Cooper this morning. That fella knows exactly what he's doing by.
Okay.
But I'd love to have him on, though. If he wants to come on here as well, don't be going on Matt Cooper. We'll get to the bottom of it here in Kendy or Raybo.
I don't think we will.
I'd love to have him on. I'm going to reach out to him and see.
Do.
He can't.
Would you go down to Skull?
I would love to. They say on the internet, don't try and go and find the house. Right?
Right.
That's what the internet tells you to do.
Okay. Don't try and find
I really want to see it. Like, okay. I just want to see the house. Like, there's something about that case.
A bit like me in the Father Ted house.
Yeah, it's like my Father Ted house. You know, every year on Instagram, people go and see. It'll be me outside Sophie. Hey, like, you know what I mean?
Jesus, you're messed up.
No, I'm telling you, I did. There's something about it. The woman was gorgeous. Like, it's just, the case, like, is just so piercing.
Right.
I think it's the best murder case, like the most intriguing murder case in Ireland.
Okay, good. I'm glad you went for the best.
Yeah, the best. It's my favourite murder case.
It's my favourite murder case ever. I think it's just got all the right bits.
Anyway, if you're not listening to Kendy Raybo, go listen to West Cork on Audacity, whatever the hell it's called.
Audible.
Whatever the hell that thing is called. Audible. Listen on that. That's all I say about it, Raymond. Have you anything else you want to get on to before we hit the diff?
I do.
Go on.
Yeah, it was Father's Day.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
I'd like to say a happy Father's Day to all of my mammy's boyfriends. Fair play to everyone.
Must be a busy house down in your place.
Oh, they were flat out. Timmy was in, Johnny was in, Tony was in, Philip was in.
Right.
The fella who dresses up as Santa every year, he was in.
What did your old lad get for Father's Day?
Nothing.
Oh.
It wouldn't be a big deal in our house now, Ray, if I'm being honest with you.
We got something for Dad.
Go on.
ML.
Yeah, and what did ML get?
He got an Alexa.
Oh, you're Joe. Would he be able to use an Alexa?
Well, now you're going to find out because I have a little bit of audio here for you.
What does he be asking her at all?
Now, with the Alexa thing, obviously he had to get a bit of help setting it up. So my sister Joanne helped him out.
Okay.
And in the background there's me and there's Michael.
Yes.
Joanne's husband.
Husband now.
And then my mother is there too.
Lovely.
And my other sister
Carmel.
Marie.
Carmel feel left out at all with Alexa in the house?
Well, this is the thing. There's a new woman in Dad's life now. Yeah. He can say whatever he wants to her.
Well, Carmel, she can never lie with him. Don't be worried.
He had a bit of trouble, in fairness to him, getting it set up.
Okay.
Right. So I'm just going to pull it back here and I'm going to play it for you.
Alexa, please complete the second part of this well-known comic duo, Kendy and.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Oh, sorry, you're not popular enough. You haven't got enough.
That's how it started.
I tell you what, he had that one in the barrel, didn't he?
He did.
He was like, if I ever get my hands on one of them Alexa Oaks.
Right. Anyway, there was a bit of comic crack then with it as well.
Yes.
So we had the thing going at this stage, and our lad decided to have a bit of crack then with it. You know.
Go on.
Alexa, please play Midwest Radio for me.
Midwest Radio from TuneIn.
Don't you get it so quick?
No.
Ask her what's the
Quicker when I
debt.
turn it on.
Ask her what's the debt.
Alexa, who's dead?
So wait, say slowly. When you see the blue light, you know she's listening.
Excuse me, Alexa. Could you tell me who have been recently deceased in this area?
Now.
Thank you.
Very good.
I don't have an answer for that.
He's good though. He's sussing it
He's
already.
getting the hang around,
You
yeah.
change the volume. You say Alexa, volume 1.
Lovely.
And it turns down. So you choose a volume from 1 to 10.
Right. Try it.
Alexa, volume 10.
Not 10.
The mother knew what was coming.
Want to hear some illegals? I'm not deaf.
I don't know that.
Alexa, make a fart.
Okay, here's Big Fart. That was a quick toilet one.
Oh!
Yeah.
Alexa, please play The Eagles for me with Randy Meisner and how long?
Short instructions.
That was a deep one. Try asking me for a smelly fart. Or say random.
He's flat out looking for the eagles.
She's stuck at the farts.
Oh,
John Bagnallberry just as big juicy wet ones.
Sean Bagnallberry.
Like this.
Ah,
Try
Jesus.
asking me for a gassy fart.
Alexa,
Or say...
please cease your very rude conversation.
That was a ketchup one.
How do you get stop farting?
Says Alexa, stop farting.
That was a long and squeaky one.
Alexa, please.
That was a tiny one. Try asking me for a wet fart. Or say
Alexa, stop farting.
Alexa,
Stop.
Alexa, you stop.
Try it again. Just go, Alexa, stop
French
farting.
farts are part of the extreme farts pack.
She's stuck on it.
She's
like.
stuck on the
Know
farts.
about it.
Oh, Ray, that's unbelievable. So, firstly, the devilment in ML is unbelievable.
Oh, he's got
Because
finished, yeah.
Joanne, 3 seconds in, Joanne, or whatever, goes, you know, you can tell her change, Alexa, volume 1 there.
Yeah.
Straight away, Alexa, volume 10. And it blows the head
And
off
the mother,
everyone.
no, not volume 10.
But the Alexa got stuck on the farts,
Ah,
man.
yeah, no, I was still farting.
She must have had a bad
I haven't
or
slept
something.
for 3 nights. So they lie in the bed in the room, and all they can hear down in the kitchen is.
Oh, that's unreal. Well, I hope ML, you know, gets to grips with his new little woman in the house.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I hope Carmel doesn't get too jealous.
In fairness, I was down this evening, and Cameron was delighted with Alexa.
Oh, so she's happy enough
She's
to have
happy
someone
that-
else
yeah.
taking the reins.
She's flat out going, play Charlie Pride.
Oh.
And the next thing Charlie Pride
Charlie's Pride.
plays.
Yeah, well, do you know what? Fair play to you all day. Ray, have you anything else before we hit the diff?
Or
or
do
no?
a few little bits.
Go on.
This is what I do. I'm back at it now again.
Go on.
Yeah. Right, we got through teaching sex to children. Shifting cousins was something we didn't get to. Would you shift?
Why would we get to that?
Would you shift a third cousin?
No, I wouldn't shift any of them.
What's wrong with shifting a third cousin? Most of the people in Ireland have shifted a third cousin.
Wait. Why? What?
Because third cousins are like removed, like.
I would. They're not far enough removed.
You
Ray.
know, but you know your first cousins. You don't know you wouldn't know your many of your second cousins, and third cousins are just out there.
So it's possible that some people out there have all shifted
Not
without
possible.
without
It's this country is full of people who have shifted their third cousin.
You trying to tell me you and her are third cousins or
No,
something
we're
here
not.
going on?
I don't think so.
Jeez, you wouldn't know apparently, according to you.
No, but you wouldn't know.
No, listen, if you can avoid shifting your
But
cousins.
if you found out you were shifting your third cousin and you were enjoying it, would you continue?
No.
Why? It's not illegal.
But that doesn't matter, like.
Oh, well, of course it matters. Why are you saying no? What's wrong with shifting your third? Imagine if she's gorgeous. Imagine if Nicola.
But she's related. If Nicola, listen.
You found out now.
Yeah,
that
14
Nicola
years.
is your third cousin.
I'd go, this is me out.
Terry, I just see you backpacking the bag like
Yeah.
you were the fin.
I'd be like, look, sure, I'll see you at the next reunion.
Yeah.
Fair play to you.
So you're telling me you wouldn't? I nearly asked Brendan, would you, if you found out Niamh was a third cousin, big shout out to you there now, would you continue married her? No.
No.
You'd break up with Niamh. Oh, Niamh, I'm so sorry.
No, absolutely. He's dead shagging, right, man?
If I found out Laura was third cousin, I'd still be there.
Of course you would, you dirty pig.
Of course I would. She's class.
You dirty rotten pig. No, if it happens, Brendan, that Nicola happens to be my third cousin and Niamh happens to be yours, we'll just swap it up, man.
Oh yeah, you could do that. Right,
Oh,
okay.
lovely.
So we got through shifting cousins.
Thank God.
We have a shout out.
Lovely, hit it, yeah.
Shout out to a man named Kevin Callan.
Kevin
In Strafan.
in Stefan.
Or Straffen.
Straffen, I'd
Yeah.
call it.
He's a new big fan of the show who'd love to come on the show to promote a new coffee shop, which is called Green Goat Coffee.
Green Gold Coffee, where would it be set up?
Jeremy Gavin's plant shop in Monkstown. Jeremy Gavin, is that the book that's saving the world? We're saving the world here.
I don't know.
No? Okay.
Anyway, Monkstown, fair play to them. If anyone around Monkstown, call into
Yeah.
Bucky Boo there.
The Green Goat
what's it called?
Coffee.
The Green Gold Coffee.
And we can say that without getting upsetting the people in the
Anderson's and Blind Tiger, because
Yeah.
no Monkstown people are going to be drinking in Anderson and the Blind Tiger.
Exactly. Now, there was another thing on my mind that we had to talk about before we finished up.
Go on, Ray.
Were you going to talk to me about something just before we go?
What did I do?
No, it was about a certain other podcast, a Tommy, Larissa and Hector podcast.
Yes.
Did you hear a certain episode of theirs where they located themselves in Ballina?
Yes, the last one.
Yeah, what'd you think of that?
Now, This is interesting now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because me and you would often have conversations off air.
Yes.
About what would insult someone and what wouldn't insult someone. And when you say something in jest, well, is it really in jest if it's insulting the shite out of 40,000 people in Ballina?
Mm-hmm.
What Tommy said last week.
Tommy called it if there was a town that could reflect a come down from MDMA, this would be what it is. The word depravity is the only word that man. Depravity, greyness.
Oh man, it was awful funny.
He wanted to go into national schools.
Yeah.
And open the doors and tell kids to run.
To just let them out.
To Leitrim of all places.
So is that genuinely insulting?
Well, you see, this is my old twisted sense of humour.
Yeah.
The harder he went in Ballina, the more I enjoyed it.
Definitely.
So I think he understands.
He knows the crack. Like,
yeah.
He's not actually saying that about Ballina.
No.
Because at the end, he turns around and he goes, thanks a million to everyone in Ballina for having us this week. Genuine, you really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and he seemed really hungover and stuffed up with the old hay fever.
Oh, the hay fever would vex anyone.
And they stuck him in Midwest Radio's B studio.
Yeah, down the B studio. And here's the thing. Genuinely, hay fever, wherever I am with hay fever, that's the worst place in the world. Hay fever is a disaster, man. There's pollen in the air that it would drive you demented. So I understand it completely. Also, I know that he was talking in jest. I'd love to know if people from Ballina were really...
Well, if anyone from Ballina has listened to us and would like to hear someone just absolutely rip the shite out of them and make them feel like nothing.
Yeah.
And we all like that in Ireland.
Oh, we love it, man. We
listen
spit
to
on it and
an
everything.
episode called Parma.
Yeah, Parma of the Tommy, Hector and Larita podcast.
Yeah.
And if you have a town at home that you want us to rip the shite out of,
yeah, we'll gladly go and stay there.
let me go there and get hay fever, because I'd be the exact same.
Yeah, I did think you were good.
Fuck this cunt, fucking space. I fucking hated it. I went to Connemara when I was a young fella, man, and my eyes nearly closed up like Benedict Cumberbatch. I was like, you know what I mean? You know what Benedict Cumberbatch's eyes are?
Benedict Cumberkendy.
Benedict Cumberkendy. I looked exactly like him, man, when I was nearly finished in Connemara.
Yeah. Oh, another shout out.
Go on.
Hannah Scollin.
Yes.
And Jordan Buchanan.
Lovely.
They had a child.
Did they?
Don't remember what the child's name is.
Did you know what make of a child is
it was a girl child.
A little girl child.
Little girl child. Little girl child.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Hannah's father, Liam, apparently is good in the squeeze box.
Lovely.
And he will be playing some sort of a happy child song on the squeeze box. That doesn't make a lot of sense now.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you, mate. Like now, or
at some point.
Like, is it a we play this, or is he just?
He might ring in someday, and we might get him to play it over the on the.
Oh, if he wants to whip his box in front of us.
His what?
His box out in front of us.
Anyway, congratulations, Jordan.
Congratulations, Jordan and Hannah.
On the arrival of the child.
Lovely. Listen, lads, that was 119.
119.
Am I right in saying 119? Thank you very much to the Blind Tiger Cocktail Club and to Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre. We love you all very much. Don't forget to buy all your stuff in there, Raymond. Fair play to me.
And fair play to me.
Good luck.
Good luck. The Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Bar and Grill and the Blind Tiger Bar.